Like what you're saying is that, like, Ben, you should be able to trust me. I'm Grace. I've been at your side the whole time. And you would think Ben would see that. Grace has done a lot for Ben. A lot for Ben. I mean, what has Grace not done for Ben, right? She's done a lot.
Don't I have a right to say, I hate anything that smells like that? Not with me. No.
All right, so you're not going to answer the question. All right.
I literally answered the question.
No,
You don't have a right.
I did not say with you. I'm
said,
saying,
don't
no,
you
I'm
have-
not going to do it.
you said, don't you have a right to-
You don't want to have a conversation. Tell it to them.
I literally answered your question. You said,
No,
don't I
did
have a
not.
right to say that
Rewind
to
it.
anybody?
No, you did not.
You said, don't I have a right to
He answered the question, Ben, and you just stormed off yet again. The third time you stormed off this stream.
say that to anything that smells like... Okay. So unfinished business is saying, you're qualifying it in an attempt to evade the question. It's a yes or no question. You didn't answer the question. I mean, you could say, like, I demand a yes or no answer to this question, but we're having a conversation. It's not a multiple, it's not a yes or no. He didn't say yes or no. I'm saying that my
And
point
even then, you said no, not with me.
is, I don't think you have a right to say, I hate anything that smells like that with me. And my further point with this is that I'm saying, I don't think at this point, you, my father, my business partner, have a right to be suspicious of me. Yes, I am fucking saying that. Stop it. I get it. You got burned by mom, but I do think you're wrong. I think at this point, you don't have a right to be hyper suspicious about me. Yes. I would appreciate if you gave me a little bit more trust.
You think he would? I mean, after all the stuff they've been through, you think he would. But the situation is, Grace is now the new Courtney, so he cannot trust her. You know, like she's just a lightning rod for negativity.
Maybe. I don't know. I wasn't even putting a lot of pressure on the situation today. I really wasn't. I guess the basic problem is, like, if he thinks that I deserve more suspicion or an equal amount of suspicion that he gives me now, I just fundamentally disagree with him. And I guess I would say, like, you don't trust me in a fundamental way, and I don't want to do a podcast with somebody who, but I don't really think this is true. Like, I do think he trusts me, so I'm not sure what this, like, facade of, like, keeping, like it's not really, like, but I would say, like,
He's playing mental games with you, Grace. He's messing with you. Like, he's not even leaving. Where's he gonna go? Right? He's playing these stupid games with you just to further beat you down over and over again. Have you second guessing yourself?
let that down. Don't instantly suspect me. I don't know. Because if that's the I guess I would just say this. My dad has a lot of power over my emotional state. It's very true. He has a lot of power over my emotional state. He
You don't say. Yeah, your dad does have a lot of power over your emotional state. Yes.
could probably, if he really wanted to, get me to a place where I could rope, like, pretty easily.
Yeah. Grace just said her dad can get her to a place where she could rope. Absolutely, your dad could.
If he really wanted to. If he, theoretically, not that he would ever do it, but, like, if he ever wanted just to show somebody else, to show them that he could get me to delete myself, he probably could. Okay?
Yeah. Yeah. You know what? I'm not surprised by this at all. Am I surprised? Am I supposed to be surprised that Grace would say this? I'm not. Grace is 100% Ben's puppet. That means, I mean that. Like, Ben, has the power, has the capacity to really command Grace to do just about a lot of things, right? I mean, come on. Whether you want to believe that was a beer bottle that she was performing fellatio on or whatever else, okay, all right, just bring that little point up. There's not much. In fact, there's probably nothing Ben couldn't convince Grace to do. Do we need to play the dirty laundry scene again, where she's washing the clothes and Ben's underwear and all that stuff? Like, there's not a lot that Ben could. I mean, there's nothing really. There's nothing that Ben would not be able to convince Grace into doing. That includes roping herself. And you in Game Over, you mentioned that should scare her, but yet here we are. It doesn't. Is this there's a term, learned helplessness. Is this that? Is this what that look? Is this what that looks like? Where it's like she accepted her fate. She knows what it is. She knows that Ben commands her, has that power over her. Absolute emotional domination. That is a scary place to be in. And woohoo, that's a doozy. Stockholm syndrome? Yeah. Yeah, okay, yeah. This is not a thing. It's not your life. Everything she leaves him for a week. So there is change to see it. McKinsey. Yeah, I mean, if she can get out, but well, I don't think that's ever going to happen. It'd be great if she did, for her. I mean, who hasn't been saying that though? You know, the choir has been telling Grace for many years now, hey, you should leave your dad for your mental health. But she doesn't listen to the choir. She doesn't listen.
He's very, very, I'm not saying controlling. I'm just saying I really trust him. He has a lot of power over the way that I take different things and, you know, my views and stuff. It's true. He's very influential to me. He's like, that's just true. I'm not embarrassed of it, but like, it is true that if he wanted me to kill somebody, he could probably convince me that it would be a good idea. Okay, that's just.
Whoa, woo, really? A little murder machine for daddy. A little murder machine. Look at that. Look at that. Wow. Wow. Whoa, man. Damn. That's whew. That's a doozy.
It's just the fact of the matter. So, what I'm saying is,
Ruby,
okay,
watch out. Oh man.
Independent person. Okay, but I'm not saying he's in charge of my emotional state, but he does have a lot of influence
But
over
you
it.
just said that, and that's really what you meant. Come on, he clearly is.
And if he's suspicious and kind of holding me at arm's length, that puts me in an emotional state. And I don't care. Yes, I am a girl. It's mostly about emotions. That puts me in a state where I'm anxious and feeling.
Your dad had emotions. He just stormed off on it with anger. That's emotions. Your dad was being all crabby. That's emotions.
Confused and not relaxed, and I can't like get into the groove with him. And he knows that it does that, and that only compounds all of the problems that he's already complaining about. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does make sense. He's a problem for you. You need to remove yourself from that problem.
He's just compounding them. It's not an effective way to fix the problems. Because there's two options here. You can say, Grace, you shouldn't have your reaction to my criticisms. You shouldn't get wound up. Your emotional state should not rely so heavily on my approval of you. And I'm open to that, but that's going to take a lot of changing stuff for that to be true. You could say, hey, you should have more personal conviction or whatever it is. You should have more solidity as a unique person. Don't put all your eggs in my basket. Don't rely so heavily on my approval for your feeling calm and like things are okay. And then in that case, I would have to say, okay, well, a lot of things are going to have to change. I'm going to have to become an independent person. Like, I'm going to have to like seriously detach my emotions from you as a human being. Like, that's how we've worked this out. Sorry.
Yeah. And maybe to help you grow with that, maybe you have to remove yourself from him, live your life, which would be hard because she doesn't have a GED and all that stuff. But as you were able to live her life, to actually live life, she could have that opportunity to grow. But she would have to do that. And I don't think she can.